Welcome back to my channel. In the video today, I'm going to be looking at the difference between NVRs and DVRs. Now, this is part 3 of a 4-part series looking at security camera systems. In the previous video, I spent some time talking about the different types of security cameras. In the video to come, I'm going to be looking at the basic configuration setup of your security camera system. To access the previous video, you want to click on the link somewhere above here to access that. All right. Let me just say before jumping into the video, let me just invite you to become a subscriber. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate you subscribing to this channel. And of course, I do thank those persons who recently subscribed to my channel. All right. Now, also before I get into the video, let me just say that DVR, it means digital video recorder. It is analog. NVR, network video recorder, and it is digital. Okay, the difference between the two, the primary difference between the two is that one is analog, so the DVR is more on the old school side. The NVR is digital, it is on the newer side of technology. Okay, and there are quite a bit of a difference in terms of the configuration, in terms of the setting up, in terms of how the cameras function. So like for instance, with the DVR, the cameras do not do any processing. So each camera is going to shoot the footage to the unit, and then the unit is going to do the processing and also take care of the storage. Okay, whereas now with the NVR, the processing is done at the point of the camera. So each camera does the processing, and then you find that it shoots the image, the footage, back to the NVR, that's the unit now, so that it can be stored or you can analyze it and so forth. Okay, and of course, a high point of the IP cameras is that remote access, and you can tap into each cameras individually. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be looking at in this video here. So let's jump into the video. All right, so comparing the two units, let me start by looking at the video quality. Now, the thing now is that with the DVR is more so on the old school side in terms of technology. So technology is really, the driving force behind, how does each, operate. The DVR is analogous. The NVR is digital. Expect that the DVR, the image quality is going to be much lower than that of your typical NVR security camera system. So with the DVR, maxes out at 1080p thereabout, whereas with the NVR, it goes up to 8K. And as it is now, the typical NVR camera, would be pushing like 4K. All right. Now, in terms of scalability, and I'm going to be talking about the cost shortly, right? In case I'm wondering. Now, in terms of scalability, the NVR, because it is really designed to integrate into a network, you find that the NVR is more scalable. When I talk about scalability here, now I'm referring to you being able to integrate and to incorporate, a wide array of security cameras into the unit. So the NVR does facilitate that much more than the DVR would. Right? In terms of advanced features, the DVR is on the lesser side, the NVR is on the better side in terms of features that it presents with. Now, when we talk about features here, let me begin by talking about AI, which is the big thing now. Okay, so with NVR, it supports AI, which is artificial intelligence, and the features that are typically integrated, AI features that are typically integrated here would be things like face recognition, fall recognition, license plate recognition, being able to isolate particular zones, also data analytics, being able also to capture not only video but also audio, right? And of course, there are some units that support two-way audio, okay, that type of thing. All right, so the NVR, yes, it does offer a wide array of features, far more features than you would get from a typical DVR. Now, based on what I would have said so far, well, I hope, one should be able to appreciate that the NVR is going to be the unit that costs more of the two. Okay? So of the two units, the DVR is going to be cheaper. They are more economical. Let me put it that way. And the NVR is going to be the one that is going to be, cost you more money. Okay, and that is to be expected, considering that the NVR is more modern. It also presents with more features than you would get from a typical DVR. In terms of installation, the DVR, again, pretty much easier to set up. The DVR is really coming out of, it's really a direct descendant of your CCTV security system. So if you have that experience also setting up CCTVs systems, then the transition here should not be difficult. Okay, should not be difficult. Additionally, with the NVR, we have things like Wi-Fi cameras. You have IP cameras, for instance, and so whereas, like for some areas, sometimes you have some situations where you set up some cameras in some areas, and it is difficult in terms of the building that you're working on. It may be the location based on how the business building is structured, right? It doesn't allow you, for instance, to use cables, or if you're to use run cables, it's gonna spike your cost, or cost you more in terms of labor hours, manpower, to get the unit installed. And so you may find that the Wi-Fi cameras may work out better in such a situation. Okay. The thing too is that with the NVR, it does require that you have a bit more technical skills, and this is more so now on the networking side than you would find with the DVR. So yes, the DVR is more simpler. It's simpler to set up, to install, to configure than you would find your NVR. With the NVR, they have more technical configurations that you have to go through. All right. Okay. So you've watched thus far. You get involved from the video. I'm going to invite you to go ahead, hit that like button, and also to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet become a subscriber, and also share the videos. All right. Now, in terms of compatibility with the DVR, you'll find that you will be able to have different cameras from different manufacturers and integrate them into one unit, whereas with the NVR, you may end up with compatibility issues if you were to go out and you get different cameras from different manufacturers to integrate into one unit, one security camera system. That is something that you will have to look out for. In terms of power, with the DVR, when you're running, if you have a DVR security camera system, expect that for each camera you're going to need to have power. So each camera need to be powered, and in every situation the cameras are going to need power. All right, but here now I'm referring to the cameras being hardwired. So they're going to need a cable for power, that's electricity, and the other one for video, which is the data. So for each camera, you're going to have two cables running from R2 each camera, right, to your DVR. Now with the NVR, the plus here is that you may have wireless cameras. So wireless cameras, you're going to have like some battery pack that comes with the camera. That's one. Or two, the cameras may be PoE. So if they support PoE, which is power over Ethernet, it means that you're running one Ethernet cable, and the one Ethernet cable is going to supply both power to the unit, that is to the camera, and also will be transporting data from the camera to the NVR. Next, in terms of the security of the two units, the DVR is going to present with less security features than the NVR. So with the NVR, because it is digital, you find that a lot of encryption is built into it, is incorporated into the typical unit. And let me just add too that with the NVR, because it is digital, it is easier to scale it in more ways than one. It is easier to scale it in terms of the software features, and also in terms of the integration of additional cameras into your security camera system. Okay, so encryption, yes, is a big thing in your NVR system, and this is because, too, given the fact that your NVR is typically integrated into something like your business environment. Yeah, so you have an enterprise system, you have a business place, you have an office, the NVR, it seems like I'm jumping the gun here. The NVR would be the profit of the two units that you would have in such a situation, in such an environment. Okay, and finally, in terms of future proofing, the DVR would be the one that really offers you far less option to future proof than the NVR. So the NVR, yes, because it is digital, it would lend itself to forward and backward compatibility in terms of where future proofing is concerned. So I mentioned features, like the AI features, for instance. As we progress into time, you have a unit. All they need to do is to just push some software updates to scale the features of the unit. All right. So that is it in terms of comparing the two units. Now the question is, which of the two security camera systems should you go out and purchase? Now, as I have said on numerous occasions, both here on my channel and outside of here, the fact is, when it comes on to making these decisions, the bottom line really is, what is your need? That is really the bottom line. So what is your particular need? What is your situation? So it comes down to an assessment being done off or on your premises to see what is ideal for your situation, and then that recommendation being made. Now, additionally, let me just say too that budget is very critical here. So if you're looking to get a security camera system, what is paramount to the situation in terms of which of the two you should get is also the amount of money that you have to spend on a unit. Yeah, and also to be able to scale it later on. Okay, but definitely if you are operating, let us say, a business, you have a small business, you have an office that you operate, then off the bat, I would say go the route of the NVR. Okay, if you are a home user, you're looking to get a security camera system, you perhaps may not necessarily be that tech savvy, your budget may be tight, then the DVR may be the better of the two options for you. Okay, but if I would say that if it is that you have the means, you're going to get a security camera system, and money is not really a problem, then by all means go for the NVR. And the recommendation here is based on its ability to be scaled. All right, so I hope that I have answered that question, which of the two is better for you, or which of the two should you get. All right, so that's it. That takes us to the end of this video. And let me just remind you to look out for the next video, in which I'm going to be looking at some basic setup as it relates to security camera system. Remember also the previous video in which I looked at the different types of security cameras. All right, before you go, please hit that like button if you got value from this video. Remember to also subscribe to this channel, yes, so that when I push out these new videos, you will be automatically notified. Hit the notification bell also, so that you'll get that auto notification, right? And share up the videos. All right, so that's it from me, Roger, and see you again in the next video. Take care.